Hello, hello. All right, everybody, welcome. So I'm doing this a little bit different than normal. Normally, I leave the chat open when I go live. I didn't tonight simply because the winners have already been selected, and I didn't want to confuse anybody. If you would like to enter to win for next week, every Monday, until I get 100 winners total, I'm picking 10 people every Monday to do a free card pull, just a single card pull. And so this week we've already had them selected. It is winners number 71 through 80. And so if you would like to enter to win, all you have to do is in the comment section, not in the chat, because I won't see the chat again. You just write the word empowered, okay? And of course, be subscribed to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and voila, you've got it. So I will choose the next 10 winners next Monday. So watch for that video that comes out next Monday and see if your name is one of the winners. So for this week, though, here are our winners. And I'm going to dive into those card pulls in just a moment. But first off, let's announce them. Winner number 71 is Anita Driessen. Winner 72 is Artsy Shell 53. Winner 73 is Natalie Martinez. Winner 74 is Something About This One. Winner number 75 is Sheila Thomas. Winner 76 is Kate Cloud 9. Winner 77 is Jessica Mason. Winner number 78 is Bonnie Beck. Winner number 79 is Kathy Chase, and winner number 80 is Kerry Wilson. So I'm going to jump into these single card pulls for each one of our winners. By the way, if you've already won before, it doesn't matter. You're welcome to enter to win. It's random selection. I figure my finger lands on whomever it's supposed to land on. So just know you're more than welcome to enter to win always, you guys. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. None of that matters. You don't have to be live with me next Monday to win either. Normally, I don't even do these live, but I just thought I would tonight because, I don't know, I was just in the mood. So for the winners, what I always mention and always will is that I am a fictional storyteller. I'm not a psychic, so just bear that in mind as I do these card pulls. Just know I'm not going to tell you how your life's going to go. Only you will decide that. I always hope that there's something inspirational, fun, or just entertaining that comes out of these. But at the end of the day, of course, you hold all the power in your own hands. So also, I usually just do one card for each of the winners. Once in a while, though, I'll need more than one because my brain needs more than one. So just know I try to keep it fair. But on the other hand, I'm less concerned with each person getting only one card. If I can't see a message out of it, then I'm going to have to get another one just because my brain is slow sometimes. So let's go ahead and jump on in. And then I will, of course, timestamp these as soon as I'm done being live. So Anita Driessen, this is for you, darling. Let's go ahead and begin. And yours begins at 2:43. I better write that down before I mess up right out of the gate. Okay, you got two cards, actually. Ace of Wands, and we have Knight of Wands. Ooh, passion on the horizon. Both of these are big passion. This is, you see that this wonderful orange cat is on the prowl. I feel like this is a tomcat. I feel like this is somebody who, whether or not our character is aware that there is somebody who finds them extremely attractive, they do. This could take off like a rocket. This could be one of those things where somebody's heart's going to pitter patter. There's something really lovely, really energizing about this. Could it have the opportunity to go become a long-term scenario? Sure. But first off, it's exciting. First off, all of this is a build-up. Somebody says, I want this character. I want this situation. I'm inspired to follow up with this character. I'm inspired to ask them out on a date. I'm inspired. And it could even be that the day that this, we'll call them the tomcat, even though it could be a feminine just as well. But I had an orange cat once named Orange Juice, OJ. And he was a boy. So all orange cats are boys to me. The day that they are already on the prowl wanting to come and talk to our lead character, the lead character could be having a very busy, very fun. They could be in a very vivacious mode. They could be wearing white. They could be, just kind of like joking around, having great, energy with other people and almost bump into this character. I feel like basically our lead character, whether or not they know it, they may be quite a ball of vivacious energy right now. And it is creating like an easier flow of energy, flow of ideas, fun, lighthearted flirtation. But it's funny because there's somebody much more serious coming in as well. This all feels very passionate and very like a nice whirlwind of excellent energy. Like this is a day where our character is probably going to feel pretty beautiful already, or they're simply not even going to be thinking about that. They're just going to be living in the moment. And that's when they meet this character who's kind of been on their way in for a very decisive purpose. Looks very passionate. So very nice. Anyway, my dear, thank you for being here. All right, next up, Artsy Shell. You are winner number 72, coming in at 517. Artsy Shell, let us go ahead and see what is your card pull. We've got Justice, strong Libra energy, but it did come out in the reverse. I want to show it upright anyway because they're such pretty cards. Justice in the reverse for me is where something that has been wrong is being made right. Even here, though, even if it were in the upright, we kind of have this energy of like someone meditating on a situation, someone who already was focused on, you know what? I think it's going to be all right. I believe that the universe is going to level the playing field. I maybe can't do it, but somehow I think it will still happen. Somehow I believe that just through my thoughts, just through the desire that I have, just through the fact that you notice how the cat is resting on a stack of books as well. It's like this character already understands the way the world works. They already know. Lots of times things suck. Lots of times people are petty. Lots of times somebody does something wrong and they do it intentionally. But somehow or other, pages always turn. You know, we're the story of our lives and the story of other people's lives. You know, somebody who goes around and causes chaos and havoc, you know what, their day will probably come where they will be held accountable. And our character just kind of is wise enough to know that. They're like, you know, I'm already aware that this will get worked out. Well, the time has already come where things are the universe is leveling something. This could be that our character has kind of taken a blasé attitude toward it instead of getting, you know, frustrated or angry. You notice how the cat is gray. It's not black, it's not white, it's gray. Our character said, I'm not going to get fired up over it. I'm going to maybe meditate on it and just say, universe, please set it right. I don't want to spend my energy being angry or fighting. I just want universe, set it right. I know you can. Sure enough, that's what's going on here. So whatever had been a misstep or an intentional unpleasant action or just something that was unfair, it's getting I want to say ironed out, just as our lead character knew that it would. I think it's just nice to see that they didn't let themselves get overwhelmed with the stress of, oh my God, when is this ever going to be made right? They said, no, I already know these things have a way to unfold themselves. I don't need to get enough fluff about it. I'll just let the universe handle it because I know it will be handled. That's very strong on our character's part. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, Artsy Show. All right, next up, winner 73 coming in at 8 minutes is Natalie Martinez. Natalie, thank you for being in my world. I am absolutely delighted. Let's go ahead and get a couple cards for you. I wanted one, we got two for you. We got Page of Cups, we got the Hermit. And this Hermit card is near and dear to my heart because it is so reminiscent to me of a painting by John Singer Sargent, who's my all-time favorite painter. And we have in the John Singer Sargent painting, it's adorable little children, girls out there lighting Chinese lanterns. And in this case, we have a cat who's out in the columbine flowers looking at a lightning bug, but still the context is reminiscent. There was a painter from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and so there's something about a timeline there, something a little old-fashioned, something very sweet, very beautiful, someone who may keep themselves in an energy of they have a creed that they live by. They may be someone who's an old soul. They may be somebody who likes art, somebody who has a taste for really beautiful, I don't want to say landscape, but this could be somebody who's like a photographer, a painter, and they may have a knack for seeing or putting together things like interior design, things with color, like composition matters to this person. They might be really into feng shui. They might understand how to put together images to make it really complementary. That could be part of how they work through problems also, like an artistic person who maybe sleuths through the things that they need to through something artistic like that, where they make order out of chaos. They create beautiful scenarios. Heck, I mean, they could make beautiful looking plates of food for dinner, and that's like a soothing, that's part of their hermit's journey. If this character is on a spiritual journey, every aspect of their life is saturated with it, and they work through things in a more creative way, is what I would argue. But in particular, this is a character who is, they're actually all about love right now. They're all about beautiful things right now. Their journey is not some lonely, isolated, like I'm sad and I got pushed into this silent solo journey. This is somebody who's like, what would be really nice is if I surrounded myself with, asters and sunflowers and, beautiful things. I want the world to reflect what I would like to create. So I'm going to actually kind of immerse myself in that. This character could be have a little bit of like a dreamer's energy to them, but it's a quality that is not just like happening up here. They're creating it in their external world as well. Especially this Page of Cups, we have soft energy. I think that even if the Hermit is always looked at as a solo, single energy, I don't know that I think they're going to be solo and single for very long, because this is like somebody's falling for this soft energy that they're exuding. This is not the loner, the isolated, the angry, like don't come near me. I'm a tarnished vessel right now. Don't approach me. There's none of that. This is super approachable, which is not necessarily always the way we see a hermit card. So this whole energy around our character is very different. It's like alone, but not lonely, approachable and soft and spiritual and moving toward grace. And I think that is captivating somebody here in the most sweet and soft way. I feel like this is someone who maybe hasn't had the courage to come forward yet and ask this person out. But I think they feel comfortable maybe thinking about doing it. This could be someone who has a similar look to them. You notice how, I don't know if those are serval cats or not, or like little Bengals or what, but the markings, God, I wish I had my chat turned on right now so I could ask somebody, is that a serval cat? Anyway, really unique markings. And this is the same markings on both of these cats. And yet I see them as two different characters. I'm wondering if, like maybe both characters have like really gorgeous eyes, really unique, colors or something about them. Maybe they have similar tattoos, or maybe they have similar style in the way they dress. Whatever this is, there's something similar, but it's unique, but it's soft. Very nice energy. That was like relaxing. I enjoyed that one. All right, Natalie, thanks for being here. Next up, winner number 74, coming in at 1242, is something about this one. And there's an underscore between the words something and about, between the words about and this, and between the words this and are. This and one. Excuse me. So something about this one. I just wanted to make sure I said that there was an underscore there. All right, so let's see. We've got Temperance. Temperance energy is Sag energy, but this is an energy of tremendous abundance, not just of balance, but of more than what someone even needs. Oftentimes we think of it as like the angels are about to gift someone with this energy of peace and calm. And if one of the things that our character needed was, fish can represent fortune, it can represent wealth. It could be that someone's about to be gifted something that will really make life smooth, or it simply is they're going to see an increase in good fortune, perhaps. But that in turn gives them tremendous peace of mind. This is where it's sometimes we look at the Temperance as it's just exactly enough to make everything smooth and balanced. But in this one, because we have this huge amount of fish here, I would argue that it's saying our character is about to have more than what they need. And that's this other like wonderful peace of mind. Maybe they needed more than what they personally need because they want to share it with others. Maybe this is somebody who's, going to win the lottery and they're like, I only needed $3,000, but I've got, this other chunk of money that I can now share with others. By the way, no, I'm not saying go out and buy a lottery ticket. I'm just giving an example of, something that kind of comes in and it's more than what was expected, but it still could be something that is unexpected altogether. And in addition to it being an unexpected gift from the universe, it is also more than what a character actually needed for themselves, for their own needs to be met. This could come in the realm of like opportunity. It could come from, there's so many different avenues that the Temperance card can bring something of balance into our lives. But it definitely, being that Sag energy, it hits the nail on the head. It's that perfect, like we couldn't have hit the bullseye any better. It's spot on with just what our character needed, just the amount that they needed, but a little extra in this case. And I feel like that extra is because our character wanted to do more than just take care of their own needs. I feel like this is somebody who's a very generous heart. Very generous heart. This person themselves might be called, like angel of generosity by others, or they may have really pure intentions. It just looks like things are smoothing out and going their way. And because their thought process is, I want to pay it forward, I want to give to others as well. I wonder if that's why they're being gifted such lovely energy. Again, this could simply be support. The fish, it represents wealth. But what is wealth? It's so many different things. It's support, it's love, it's comfort, it's non-tangible items as well. But I just love the fact that it's not just equality in this, it's abundance that our character is receiving, and probably because they have some pretty altruistic motives themselves. So very nice. I like the fact that our character is being so blessed. All right, my dear, thank you so much for being here. Take care. All right, next up, winner number 75 is Sheila Thomas, coming in at 1619. Sheila Thomas, my dear, let's go ahead and see what we got for you, honey. All right, we've got the world. The whole world in this cat's hands, no less. Absolutely fantastic. We've got a character, first off, who is surrounded by all kinds of like joy and celebratory energy. They're surrounded by a little group of cats that are all circling. We've got the messengers of the birds circling around. We've got this energy of like everything is swirling in the nicest of ways, almost like, in one of those sports movies where, at the last second, the lead, athlete winds up winning the game, and like the whole bench runs in and everybody on the team runs forward, and they just kind of want to surround with all those good vibes. They want to surround that person who scored the winning point. That's the energy that this has to me. That energy is, if I were to think of this in like Qigong as well, the concept of working with energy is really strong in this, like someone who's able to like swirl energy together and bring it inward toward themselves right now in order to make the next phase of their life possible. This is a character who gains momentum and gains power by the people that are around them, by the interactions that they have. They're like kind of a juggernaut. Once they get moving, that kinetic energy just kind of like keeps building. And I think this character has a brand new beginning. Certainly the world card is about new beginning. Maybe next year is going to be a really big year for this character, but it feels like there's a lot of support. There's a lot of excitement around this. But for this character, they are the what do you call that? There's a name for it, but I'll just say that they are the key point. They are the axis for all of this change. It just feels really exciting. Capricorn energy. So it's an energy of stability, possibly moving into the new year. It's an energy of having way more possibilities. And it could be a year of lots of like movement, change, travel, back and forth. It's really exciting, though. All of this is exciting for a multitude of individuals that our lead character may connect with. So it could be just, people are excited to see this character. Oh, when are you coming to town? Oh, I can't wait to see you. That kind of vibe is what we've got going on. But to me, this really looks like it's into the next year, which I don't know why. That's just that's how it comes across to me. Anyway, my dear, I hope that there's something that positive and that exciting. All right, take care. Next up, winner number 76 is Kate Cloud 9, coming in at 1923. All right, Kate Cloud 9, we share a name. That's so awesome. All right, let's go ahead and see what we've got. So we have Strength card, and this Strength card cracks me up because first off, This little dude reminds me so much of my own Aries, my dog. And you notice that this cat is not in the least bit scared of this dog. Well, wolf, I suppose. Even though he's baring his teeth, this is very much like play, or it's very much like this cat, Leo energy, right? Strength card. This cat comes up and is like, "You big silly. You're not really bad. I'm not really scared of you. I know we're going to be friends." It comes across like somebody is just so undeterred from a grumpy person. This could be someone that they work with, a boss, somebody who everybody else is scared of. And this character is like, they're a teddy bear. Sure, they got some fangs, but they're not mean. They're just like you just gotta get used to them. They just gotta get used to me. This is a character who has so much confidence that they don't have to walk on eggshells around anyone. This is a character who's like, hey, they may not like everything I have to say, but at least they'll know that they can trust me because I'm going to tell them the truth, whether they want to hear it or not. This is a character who's just kind of like a realist. They're kind of flippant about whether or not they're pleasing anybody. They don't really care about that part. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm not here to mince words. I'm here to get the job done. And you'll appreciate it. Don't worry about it. You'll appreciate me. And it just kind of feels like that's this really matter of fact, really blunt, really sweet way that this character conducts themselves. I straight up love this because of the faces of these animals. It's so funny. And there's all this like golden light emanating out of the cat's face. And the cat's eyes are just like, oh, you're going to fall for me. I just know it. I just know it. How could you not? I'm adorable. I think this is one of my favorite strength cards I've ever seen. And because once upon a time, I also had a cat that acted like this with this gigantic dog that we had. And the dog would do exactly that. And the cat couldn't have cared less. It was like, oh my God, it was quite adorable. And they actually loved each other, but the dog was always, it was hilarious. So maybe that's why that's near and dear to me. I just love the fact that this character is not scared of anything, not scared of anyone. They already know it's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to work. Why? Because this is what you get. You get the real deal with me, and you'll appreciate the real deal. I know you will. And I think they're spot on with that in this story. All right, my dear. Thank you for being here, Kate. Take care. Next up, 77. Winner number 77 is Jessica Mason, coming in at 2222. All right, Jessica Mason. What did we get? We got a 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is a card of change. It's a card of conflict for sure. But it's also a card where in this, sometimes it's looked at as like, oh, someone's being mean. They're intentionally trying to win by icing somebody out. But because it's a card of change and it's a card of boundary, it doesn't mean that somebody didn't put up maybe too fierce of a boundary, but it does beg the question, why did somebody put up a boundary in the first place? What made them feel like they had to protect themselves? So it really is a card that I'm going to have to pull one more for, because we've got this dog laying back here and we've got this rose like an offering on the table, and the cat is having none of it. Do not give me your rose apology. And the dog is kind of like, please come play with me. And I just feel like there's maybe a reason that somebody has turned their back. It's got a Page of Wands. It's in this story, I'm sorry I'm chuckling, but it's almost like the cat is, and this is such like cat energy, the cat is like, this doesn't amuse me, it's too small. Your offer is too small. The energy that you've given me is not up to snuff. Cats have a way of being disdainful, and that's what I get off of this card. They're just saying it's not enough. Don't come at me as a page. Don't come at me with lines and not enough respect. Don't come at me that way. And so I think that maybe that's why the dog is now trying to give a rose. Maybe they know I kind of did start out in a way that almost came across as like disrespectful to the cat, and the cat's not having any of it. I'm not that easy to capture. Thank you very much. Work a little harder for this. Like that's the way I would describe this one. This I'm sorry, I don't feel like it's mean spirited. That whole energy, none of these have had mean spirited energy. There's always kind of like this lighthearted vibe going through this entire series right now, which I really appreciate. But that in particular is just like something else. Please, if they really think that's all it's going to take, they must not know that they're dealing with quality. Like that's the attitude that cat was showing me. So I don't know that the dog is going to necessarily get out of the doghouse anytime soon, but they do recognize that they have to do a lot more than bare minimum if they're going to get that cat to turn back around and look at them. All right, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you so much, Jessica. Next up, we've got winner number 78 coming at 2525. All right. And that is Bonnie Beck. Bonnie, my dear, let's go ahead and take a look. Thank you so much, Bonnie. You've been with me since the very beginning of my channel. I've known your name for as long as I've had a channel. Thank you so much. We've got a 3 of Pentacles. This is a hilarious 3 of Pentacles to me, and hilarious. Sorry, I always forget to put the AN there. Because it's like someone and their best buds just going out and running amok. They're not just collaborating. They're like, hey, I got this idea. It's totally crazy. Okay, count me in. It's like calling up your friends and everybody says, yeah, let's do this. Let's go ahead. Let's take a cruise. Sure, this weekend. Why not? Why don't we go do something that, I heard that there's some show in town. It's totally not our style. That's why we should go. Let's go people watch. It just feels like it's time that somebody is going to go call up their little partners in crime and go out and run amok just in a lighthearted kind of fun way. It might be because they just want to collaborate and cooperate on something fun. Sometimes we always look at the 3 of Pentacles and it's always about work and it's always about serious stuff and it's always about intensity. This instead is like, oh, no, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and make it nice and fun. Let's collaborate for a joyful day. I mean, this could be a boss who says to their employees, hey, no, we're cutting out early today. And instead, let's all go, and meet up at the bowling alley and play a game together. Like this is time for team building is kind of what it feels like. Or it's time for somebody whose life has been pretty like business to cut loose and have a little bit of a good time for a change. When I say run amok, I mean it in like an easygoing manner. This is it feels like a reunion of old friends because dahlias, the flower, they are known for being like really long bloomed flowers, so they can represent longevity. And this just feels like old friends choosing to find a way to hang out again and just have a really good time and strengthen that bond. Like a group of people needs, or 3 people need to hang out together because it's going to be really important to strengthen the bond and just totally, liven up everybody's day. Really nice energy on that one too. All right, Bonnie, take care. Thanks for being here. Next up, we've got card number 79, winner number 79 coming in at 2812, and that is Kathy Chase. Kathy, thanks again for being here. All right, my dear, let's see what's our card for you. Ooh, Kathy, you just got 2 and 1 dropped on the ground, and that was the Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles, both in the reverse. Knights in the reverse, for me, because our knights are the action takers or the ones running around. When our knights are in the reverse, they're not running around. They're not taking action right now. So, but I don't want to say that it's stalled out because now we got to break down what each knight represents. This knight can represent like kind of movement with lack of direction. So they rush around, they go here, they go there, but it doesn't really equate to like genuine satisfaction or direction. So if they're not wasting energy rushing around, that can actually be a good thing. And then the Knight of Pentacles is normally like slow questing energy. But in this case, this is a complete, like our train has jumped the tracks. Instead of a knight who says, I'm going to go down this road and I'm going to get to this one destination, and that's what my plan is, and I'm not going to deviate, and it'll take a long time, but I'll enjoy the journey. This character says, wait a minute, that's not right. I'm actually not even on that quest or that journey anymore. Everything has changed. It's interesting how we have, this could be that our character is seeing two people in different ways. They may be reflecting on two different people, both of whom they go, I mean, this could have been two people that our character dated. One was maybe fire energy, the other was earth energy. And they're like, you know what? I see why neither one of them clicked for me. I didn't want to go down that road and deal with somebody who was all scattered all the time, nor did I want to deal with somebody who's so regimented that they go only at one speed and they never are willing to have spontaneity. So somewhere probably in the middle is closer to what our character would be wanting. They've seen both ends of the spectrum. Crazy, chaotic energy, way too controlled energy. And they don't want either. And I would say it's probably because our character has recognized they're more of more balanced. They're not extreme on either end. They're not all about passion with no direction, but they're also not about so much direction, but no time for curiosity and changing of minds and allowing oneself to breathe. So I would just say that our character is reflecting right now on the two polar opposites and why neither one of those suits them very well. I would say that's a really important concept to come to the conclusion of, to like recognize why something doesn't work and why something its opposite doesn't work, because probably our character is like somewhere in the middle is a sweet spot. That's the kind of person I'm looking for, is somebody smack dab in the middle, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, not 110% in any one direction, but a little blend of everything. Anyway, I think our characters figured that out for themselves. So that's where they want to be, is somewhere in the sweet spot in the middle. All right. Thank you so much again, Kathy, for being here. And last but not least, Kerry Wilson, you are winner number 80, coming in at 3138. All right. So Kerry Wilson, my dear, thank you as always for your lovely energy. I hope you're doing great. It's always a delight to hear from you. Okay, so what did we get? I only take the ones that fully pop themselves out, so, and hit the deck. So we've got the Magician. We've got the Queen of Swords. So Virgo, Gemini energy, and then Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Boy, to me, this is looking like we've got a character who is there. How do I say this? It's not that they're not concerned with the T that sits here, the truth, but it's that they are very focused on transformation. Instead of saying, well, I just want what the truth is today, they're saying, no, I want to see what is going to become of things tomorrow. I'm focused on the transformation. Things are not going to be tomorrow what they are today, because every day there's going to be a little bit more change and a little bit more growth. And so I don't want to stagnant, like these are the facts for today, because we're not always going to live in today. We're going to live tomorrow and every day after that. So I'm embracing this transformative change. But what's interesting is that we've got this Queen of Swords sitting over here, who's like, they are in a place where things can change as much as they want, but there's still going to be a benchmark that has to be met. So to put it simply, this could be somebody who wants very much to manifest their own expansion. They might want to manifest getting a chance to be with a Queen of Swords. But the thing is, no matter how much they want to think about, the energy between them changing, the relationship growing, and maybe roses blossoming and love occurring, they have to understand that the Queen of Swords is still, it doesn't matter how much somebody changes, they still are going to have to meet the Queen of Swords expectations. Change is great, and certainly things can shift, but a Queen of Swords is not going to suddenly say, oh, you've changed 25% into what I would want, so I'll just let the other 75% of what I need and what I expect just slide. The Queen won't be doing that. And we have dahlias here as well. Dahlias do represent like a length of time, longevity. This Queen of Swords is not, they're not rude, they're not demanding. They simply are saying, I I go for the long distance, or I go the distance is what I should say. The kinds of things that I want in my life are the kinds of things that, yeah, that have the potential to keep growing, keep changing, but they still have to come in at a benchmark level of meeting me where I'm at. So I don't have to step down from my platform and then rebuild what I've already built for myself because I stepped down from it in order to meet somebody at a lower level. So basically it's there's a lot of potential for this, but this character, if they want to manifest something with the Queen of Swords, they still first have to, they're still in a chrysalis phase. They're not even a butterfly yet. So I would just argue that this character still has, they've got plans. They're changing, they're growing, but I still don't think that they're not close enough to being equal to the queen that she's turning and looking their way, right? She's still turned away, like, still not talking to you yet. Still not talking to you yet. Not until you get some more real change. Because right now you could have plans and you could be lots of good talk, but are you action yet? So she's not accepting anything that's not genuinely what she wants. It's not genuinely somebody who's grown and matured and like really ready to come on in and be prepared for a real connection. But they have every plan to become that person that is grown and ready for that connection. So here's hoping. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for popping by. As I mentioned at the beginning, the only reason I didn't have the chat on tonight, and I wrote it in the chat bar also, is just because I didn't want it to get confusing for anybody. Next Monday, I will be picking winners number 81 through 90. And then the week after that, we'll do the last 10 so we get to 100. But if you want to enter to win, all you have to do is write the word empowered in the comment section, not in the chat, because I don't see the chat again. That's why I didn't want the chat available, because I knew it would confuse things. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you everybody for being so lovely. And if you are entering to win, don't forget to tune in next Monday to the Make Monday Suck Less series to see if you are one of the winners for next week. All right, guys, bye.